Welcome to Technically Speaking, the show for the technically challenged. Today we're going to be talking about Craigslist, a really informative and informational website that we can use to sell things, buy things, meet people, all sorts of things. And I have with me one of my favorite guests to have on the show, my very own mom. Welcome to Technically Speaking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, you're my mom, but welcome, Chris, to our show. The last time you were on, we were talking about eBay, because you are a certified eBay specialist, but I know that you also work a lot with Craigslist.
Absolutely.
So I figured, why not?
The big advantage to Craigslist is for personal people like you and me to put things up on Craigslist. There's no fee. eBay, you pay a large fee.
How large is the eBay fee?
Well, it depends on how...
There's like a listing fee and then a percentage, isn't there?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so if it's a large item...
You're going to pay a lot of money.
Okay.
Right, exactly. Whereas with Craigslist, and the other thing, and of course you can do that with eBay also, the other thing with Craigslist is very often I find when people are looking for something larger...
Right.
And it's easier to look in the local area. You're just looking at New York. And you can decide, do I just want to stay in Queens, or, am I willing to travel to Westchester or Southern Connecticut?
How far?
For this particular item. But, you get to see what's available locally.
Now, have you ever bought anything on Craigslist?
Yes, I have. But I have sold things on Craigslist.
What have you
also.
sold?
I sold a barbecue on Craigslist, a gas barbecue. And I sold an outdoor porch set, table and chairs.
Right.
And it was so easy because people just came and saw what what I had shown pictures of course, and carried it away.
Now, I've never sold. We're going to sell something later on.
We are, yes. And I have something on Craigslist right now, as a matter of fact.
I've bought stuff. I bought our basketball hoop that's in the backyard.
That's right.
Craigslist.
We put that together.
We put it together. I figured, why spend all the money on it new? We could just buy it on Craigslist. I bought something else. Oh, I bought a couch. In fact, the couch that we're going to sell on Craigslist today, I bought it on Craigslist. Maybe I shouldn't tell anyone that.
Did you charge less this time?
That'll be you're going to help me put it on Craigslist. I don't need to make a profit on the couch. We've had it for 10 years or so.
Yeah, it doesn't owe you anything.
Right. So I've gotten things on Craigslist. But, every once in a while in the news, you'll hear about the Craigslist killer or some...
Well, but sitting here and looking at Craigslist the way we have been, just just for fun,
right.
Just for fun, it's an education to see what people put up on Craigslist.
Right. I mean, you and I are talking about putting up furniture to sell. But besides furniture, I see that Craigslist has help wanteds. There's a lot of jobs there. Mm-hmm. In fact, that's how Craigslist makes money. You and I were talking about, you said Craigslist doesn't charge for me to put a listing up.
Right.
How on earth they make money? They do charge for the job listings, and what was the other thing they charge?
Real estate from brokers.
Real estate, right. I have it here
from
on
brokers.
The screen. All Craigslist postings are free except for job postings in certain areas, and these are the big cities. If we lived in, Podunk, Iowa, we could put it up for free.
Yeah, that's not up there.
And brokered apartment rentals. So if I had an apartment for rent.
If you had a two-family house.
Right, if I was renting the basement.
Yes.
I could put it on Craigslist.
For no charge.
For no charge. But if I were a real estate broker, and when we were looking for an apartment, we didn't actually get an apartment from Craigslist, but we certainly saw a lot of apartments.
Not only that, but we went to a real estate person because we saw an apartment that looked interesting, and we wound up with seeing a real estate.
So the real estate broker had put an apartment on Craigslist. We went to see the apartment. We hated the apartment,
but we liked the real estate broker.
So then that broker took us to a whole lot of other apartments.
Absolutely.
So she's paying, here it is, $10 to list her apartment. I think that's a good deal because we saw them.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And as a broker, she's still getting a fee unless it's listed as a no fee. If you look at
right, like a 1 month fee for the apartment or something like that.
Exactly.
And she doesn't have to
certainly
pay a
worth the
percentage.
$10.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So even with this, $10 for an apartment, $25 for a job. I was just reading that Craigslist made $91 million last year. So they're not charging us. There are no ads. So it looks like a very
We
bare
looked at
bones
it
sort of
and
a
I said,
website.
gee, what are they, altruistic? You know,
Nope,
they're
nope,
just doing this for their little guy?
$91 million they made last
Oh, and they
year.
also charge if for cars.
By dealers.
And they only charge $5.
Now, I was looking for a car. I was looking to see what a used car would go for, and they had regular people, like if I were selling my car, but then they had all these dealers.
Well, you know, Craigslist has kind of taken the place of the buy lines. In the
That's true.
olden days, when we didn't have computers,
Right.
we would go through the
The
buy
buy
lines.
lines, or even the...
We sold one of your cars that way
through
on the buy
lines,
lines.
or the classified ads in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Now we have Craigslist. So let's see what we do have. Now, I'm on the New York City Craigslist, but this is kind of interesting because I see a bunch of things. For one thing, it's New York City, but it's also New Jersey, Long Island, Westchester. I guess they're figuring
and Lower Connecticut.
if you're buying something, you might be willing to travel that far.
Right. Or if you're selling something, somebody else might be willing to travel that far.
I think when we got our basketball hoop, it
was on Long Island,
It was
wasn't
on
it?
Long Island. It was probably only, 40 minutes out, but it was worth it. We went out there, had a day. And here down
Well, when
the
I
right,
sold my barbecue, people came from Rockland County and bought it.
oh, they actually crossed a bridge.
Yeah, hey, far.
That's a toll,
They really wanted that barbecue.
And I see also here nearby Albany, Allentown. I'm not sure I'm going to go all the way to Allentown for a barbecue grill.
But I don't think those are, I mean, I think probably
Oh,
you
it said
have to.
nearby.
Yeah,
I don't know that they're automatically showing up there.
right.
But I guess if I were looking for something, well, let's say, for example, pretend I had a house in the Poconos.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so if I already, well, for one thing, we could buy a house in the Poconos on Craigslist.
Right.
So we can
You
go
can
over there.
also, one of the things they have under the housing is vacation rentals.
Right, but I was even thinking if I did already have a house in the Poconos, so I went up on weekends or something, I might look at the Poconos because I want to buy a barbecue. I don't want to buy it in New York.
And carry it all the way to the Poconos.
I want to buy it in the Poconos. So I could buy the house and the barbecue grill all from Craigslist.
Right. When we were renting a house in Florida, I used Craigslist in Florida to sell the dining room table, which wasn't the right size. Somebody came and took it.
Right.
And to buy a new dining room set
table.
from somebody else in Florida. So
Okay,
it worked very well.
There's furniture, there's housing. I see housing here. Now, you mentioned vacation rentals.
Mm-hmm.
I see also apartments, which we know we looked.
Right.
A sublet, a housing swap. That's scary.
Parking and storage. That's a...
Well, it's New York. Parking
Well,
and
a
storage.
housing swap, if you wanted to go to London or if somebody wanted to come to New York, that's how those housing swaps work.
Oh, okay.
So, they need a 2-bedroom and you need, say, a 2-bedroom.
Right.
And it's a lot cheaper and they stay at your house. But, it's kind of creepy.
Well, this gets me into the whole Craigslist killer because, when you had people come to your house to pick up
I
the
had a
barbecue,
friend over when they came.
that was a good idea.
Yeah.
You really have to be careful. And if you're going to answer a help wanted ad and it sends you to some deserted warehouse in the middle of, I don't know.
Well, hopefully as a New Yorker, you know better than that.
I hope so. But, I think the thing is you just have to be careful.
But you know what was funny? While we were sitting here and looking at some of these things, some of them are just a riot.
Oh, yeah, well.
And we learned
Some of them
all
were
kinds of
beyond a
things.
riot, okay? We were here in the personal section, and the personal section has, everything. Women
Well,
seeking.
that's when you really have to be careful, though. That's
Of course. Well, that's when the people are probably the least careful.
Right.
That, by the way, if I click anything in the personal section, the first thing I get is a warning that I have to be 18. Now, of course, there's no proof, but
doesn't that? Yes, they.
we'll stay out of that section. This is a family show.
Right.
Okay. Now, I also saw that they had things, pets, like lost and found.
Yeah, lost and found.
Lost and found. This person lost a cell phone. This one lost a wedding band. We saw some lost dogs.
Yes.
Now, here's some found dogs. This is a little bit
Yeah.
better story. These 2 dogs were found.
Right.
So they're hoping to find their owner. But then they had pictures of some who were lost. And
I like the one that was wearing a little hoodie.
oh, yes, that one was very cute with the hoodie. So I guess it's a good place to put something if you've lost something. I mean, I don't know what the chances are that someone would be looking, but
Yeah.
you
Well,
never
that's
know.
the thing. And there are so many listings. Every day there are so many listings. What did you say you checked? Like millions
Oh my
of,
goodness. Look at this one now. And here's today's date.
Right.
And I'm only in Lost and Found.
Right.
And it goes all the way down, still going. That's 1 to 100. And then there's the next 100.
Right.
Here we go. More, more, more. Oh, we're up to another day now.
Yes, now it's
I guess you would repost.
Yes,
If God
I
forbid
think
we
you
lost
can-
the pet.
right. I
we'll
think you
repost
can,
it.
but you can't repost like
24
what is
hours?
It's 24 hours later. You know they don't want more than one on one day.
Right, that makes sense. So we have the lost and found. We have people who are looking for a ride share. Look at that. If you live up in Westchester or you want to,
Right. You want a carpool.
again, please be careful. I mean, let's be honest. You're
Right.
talking about driving to work with somebody that you've never met before. Now, one thing I didn't know about Craigslist, I think I knew about the housing. I knew about the for sale,
Of course.
all the different things. I knew about the jobs. But this over here, the events, this was kind of interesting. Like if I were free this Friday night and I
and
was
you had
looking-
nothing to do.
nothing to do, I could go to a doo-wop show. Look at that. I clicked on the
They
date.
put up a lot of ads for that too.
I guess they have tickets to that.
Yes.
Now there are some things that are a little, oh, here I can get, somebody has extra tickets to the Celtics.
Nelson. Yeah.
Okay, somebody's got tickets to Billy Joel. There's all sorts of interesting stuff here. Some are probably a little more interesting than I'm really ready to handle.
Yes. We opened a few of them. And
Yes, well,
yes.
anything that starts for the grown and sexy, I really, family show, not opening that one, okay? But I guess there are some fun things in here, especially, you know, your
Friday night dance social.
Yeah. You know, if you're free for the weekend and you're saying, I really don't know what to do. Again, being careful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not go someplace crazy. Okay. But I did see a number of things that were interesting looking and lots of different tickets available too.
Yes.
So if you wanted to go to Broadway or something and there was just no way you were getting tickets now.
Did they have a category for tickets?
Let's see. For sale.
Tickets. Tickets right here.
Oh, tickets. Look at that. Oh, look at that. The Giants, the Nets, the Knicks.
The Book of Mormon.
There's lots of tickets. Now, some of these, I see it says by owner, and this one said by dealer.
Right. So the one that says by dealer has to pay. Is that it?
I'm guessing. Oh, Wicked. You can go see Wicked. Nice.
Yes.
Well, I think this is terrific. So we don't have tickets.
No, we're not selling tickets
We're
today.
not selling tickets, but we are going to sell a couch.
Yes.
So let me get those pictures together of the couch, and we're going to get into your account and sell a couch.
Okay.
We'll be right back.